Shout out Bruce Gas, aka Toka 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Hey, where you at?
Yeah, I've been in your raps and boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting them fights on the table. Calling that boxing since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. On the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Tucker 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the Pika. Little Glock by my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sample. Bruce pass me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this the fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.
Happy Halloween, trick or treat. Bruce Gas here, Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more on this Halloween night, October 31st, 2023. Some very, very interesting things have happened in boxing that I've seen on Halloween night. But I hope that music's not too loud. I don't know, man. I don't have that. It's weird. Sometimes it's too loud. Sometimes it's not. I can't hear it when I do the playback. Is it okay, man? Let me do a hit on the Toka 2 here and get into this show, man. I want to talk about some of the scariest boxers. I mean, I've seen quite a few, bro. I even wrote them down so I wouldn't forget any of them. But boxing is it's a sport. It's a head game in some senses where you want to impose your authority over your opponent, and some people like to do it, like I said, with earlier in my synopsis here. You know, whether it be trash talking, whether it be physical intimidation, you know, whatever it can be, man. There were some fighters who were masters of it. That's a live jazz concert going on right now, man. That's the Frank Lacey Quartet. They're playing live at Smalls Jazz Club in Greenwich Village, New York City. And they have it's Frank Lacey. Frank Lacey's playing the trumpet. Hilliard Green doing the bass work, Jay Rosin on the drums, and Michael Marcus on the tenor sax. And Frank Lacey right now is on. He's a brass instrument player. He's playing French horn right now. He's known as a trumpet player. I'm sure he's going to be playing trumpet a little bit more in this concert. But anyway, they're going to back me up. I don't want them to play too loud. I want to keep it in the background so I don't get any kind of trouble for doing it. But it's some cool stuff, man. And let me thank anybody that came in here, one and all, man. I appreciate it, man. My buddy Joe from Ireland was the first one in here. And I like the Opinions comment too, man. Joe said, since it's Halloween, Bruce. So since it's Halloween, Bruce has to be Wilbert Vampire Johnson, man. That was an old, I think he was a middleweight, but he would come out in a coffin. He'd come out with a cape on. He might have even had his teeth filed. I'm not sure, but man, yeah, Wilbert Vampire Johnson. He was one to look at, and then he also mentions Tony Ayala, Edwin Valario, and Ike Ibuchi. Very, very scary fighters, man. Very scary fighters, man. The Boxing Laboratory, bro. Shout out to you. Appreciate you coming by here, man. And my brother Skywalker, always showing love. Skywalker, one of my day one supporters over here. I support him, man. We're like a one big happy family over here, man. Daniel Berry, salute to you, bro. I see you everywhere, man. Happy Halloween. You know, this year, bro, like this year we played it right. It's been less and less people. Oh yeah, Mike Tyson's gonna be in there, bro. If you got a little bit, stick around, man. Spark one up, kick back, whatever makes your boat float. Because we're gonna be talking about a bunch of intimidating fighters that I've seen. But I wanna relax a little bit and talk about the current affairs of the day and Halloween, man. You know, like I said, I've been living in the same address for 44 years. I've seen, this is my 44th Halloween in this house. That's almost scary. Anyway, I saw a picture of Grace Slick today. You want to talk about being scared, man? Grace Slick, the Jefferson Airplane. If anybody remembers her from back in the late 60s, early 70s, she was one of the hottest mommies up there. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I saw a picture of her today. She's 83 years old, and man, it was just sad to see it. It's things like that we just don't need to see. But anyway, man, I noticed that the trick-or-treaters get lesser and lesser as the years go by, where, you know, some years there'll be an increase, but then with COVID a few years ago, it was like hardly anybody. And then it's been going down and down. And what happens is my wife goes out and buys candy, and it's always like, 2 bags. Now I get 3 just in case, because you don't want to not have candy and somebody comes down here. But she came back from shopping today. My wife, I got to give her credit, man. She's energy. She's a ball of energy. She went out and got all the stuff, you know, chicken and all the stuff we need. And then I said, you get the candy? She goes, I'll go out again. And I said, nah. Don't worry about it, babe. I saw a Tootsie Roll around here the other day. She had 2 Tootsie Rolls. I didn't even ask her where she got them. But we put those out there, and then we got these fruit bars. I don't know, man. Like some kind of fruit and grain or something like that. And I said, we'll give them these, and we'll put $1 in there if they come around. I mean, dude, last year I don't think anybody came, and I ended up eating the candy. Me and her eat the candy. We gained 3 or 4 pounds of bad weight. And anyway, it's already past 8 o'clock, and the kids are on here. They don't past 8 o'clock. The street lights almost go out, man. So it's a safe bet. Nobody else is going to come down here. One year some college kids came, but I had a bunch of candy. I was giving them handfuls of this shit, man. Take it. This year, nobody coming knocking. On the left-hand side of me, there's a woman who's been living there longer than I have. Her husband died. Her kids got married and moved away. They come see her once in a while, but she's like a widowed 90-year-old woman all by herself, and she didn't even put her lights on. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. I just got me a ding over here. Let me just check it out, see what it is. Brian Barboza, my friend Brian Barboza from Rhode Island, former IBF #1 middleweight contender. He's doing a show on Facebook. I was stopping by and checking him out, man. He's been on my show too, bro. He got an amazing story. Local boxer. He's live now. He mentioned me. Ryan, my bro, if you're something me over here, I wish you'd stop over here and say hello once again, man. But see, I got this. I get cash apps sometimes, man, and I appreciate it. But I kind of want to know when I'm getting them, so I like to be reminded. And I don't know what the signal is for getting a cash app. So, you know, if I hear it on my phone, I want to be able to thank somebody who gives me one, because it's happened a couple of times. Not that I get a lot of them, but I appreciate them, and I want to thank you. I want to thank the cats who gave them to me, and you get them on your phone. You get a notification. So anyway, I thought that might have been, I don't know, that was a Facebook notification. You get all kinds of these fucking things on these crazy phones, but anyway, man, let's talk about some of these boxers, man. Some of the most intimidating boxers that I've seen fight. I've seen some of them I've met, man. Some of them I've shaken hands with, and I'm gonna put one of those boxes. You know, one of those boxes would be Iran the Blade Barkley. And man, you know, Iran the Blade Barkley, he was an intimidating looking dude, man. You look at the face of Iran the Blade Barkley. He's got the thick eyebrows. He ran with gangs in New York City. He looks intimidating. I saw him fight Michael Alajade in a middleweight fight in New York City. It was in the Felt Forum, 1988. It was on a Sunday afternoon, and Alajade was he was the up and coming star, NBC star. But man, I'll tell you, the Blade Barkley was on a tear. After that, he fought Thomas Hearns. But anyway, man, Iran the Blade Barkley, very, very intimidating. Very intimidating. You know, you didn't want to go eye to eye. I can remember when Iran Barkley fought Darren Schoolboy Van Horn, man. They were going back and forth. And Iran, scary looking guy. I mean, this was a guy you didn't want to go eyeball to eyeball with, but this is one of them, man. This is one of the ones that I saw that I can remember real well. And another one was his arch nemesis, the Hitman Thomas Hearns. You know, Thomas the Hitman Hearns fought him twice, got knocked out violently by him once, got decisioned by him twice, the second time. And it was that Thomas Hearns was another one, imposing figure. When he stared down Roberto Duran, who's maybe on the top of my list of imposing fighters. Because the thing is, man, all these guys, they're all fighting each other. This is the real Four Kings. This was the era, bro, the Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Marvin Hagler era. And these were you can't compare any of these fighters today with these guys, man, because even Leonard, he fought him frequently because of injuries, but when he fought the best in that division. Hall of Fame fighters, he's got a resume with him. And that's how you can tell, man. You know, if you want to make it real easy, I hate to say go look at BoxRec, but if you go look there, but if, you know, but ifs are the worst kind of fucking people. You know, they'll talk to you when you tell them something. They'll say, "Oh yeah, I get." But what if they can pay attention? But anyway, man, the four kings, all but Sugar Ray Leonard, man, Duran, Hagler, and Thomas Hearns, highly intimidating. And then, you know, you move to the heavyweight division. You got Big George Foreman. Was Big George Foreman intimidating? I mean, was Big George Foreman pre comeback? George Foreman of the 70s. I mean, he was from Sonny Liston's school, who was probably the king of intimidation, probably the scariest of them all, Sonny Liston. And George Foreman, he trained early in his career with Sonny Liston, so he saw how Sonny would stare somebody down, how he'd scare him, he'd look down. You know, everybody was afraid of Sonny Liston. When Ali was asking us later on, man, about Sonny Liston, you know Ali, man. Ali, he ain't scared of nothing. And the announcer asked him who was the scariest fighter, because this is a big topic. And today of all days, Halloween, man. Halloween, you know, this is an interesting subject to talk about. So if anybody has any of their favorite intimidating fighters in the boxing laboratory, Mike Tyson, for sure, brother, for sure, man. Mike Tyson, when he came up in his career, Cus D'Amato instilled on him how serious boxing was and how he was trying to get the city out of Mike Tyson. He took Mike Tyson out of the city, but he couldn't get the city out of Tyson. And he was trying to tell him, These are your enemies. You got to look at these people. This is war. He instilled that Alexander the Great mentality of Mike Tyson. You get a drink of water here out of my blood boxing tumbler. Shout out to blood boxing. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water out there. Very, very important. Very, very important. A lot of things. You have to be your own best physician. You have to watch out for yourself. We all have primary care doctor. Well, you should have a primary care doctor, and they're not going to look at you they're not going to look you over as well as you look yourself over. And see, you can look at there's information available out there, like the Cleveland Clinic. That's a fact. But there are sites out there, like the Cleveland Clinic and even WebMD. But they'll all tell you a lot of different things happen to you, for a lot of different reasons. But one of the biggest underlying reasons is dehydration, not drinking enough water. Some people don't even realize it, that their bodies are being dehydrated, but they're just not getting enough water. So man, it's real important. Keeps the blood as thin and not thin in a bad way. But water is just very important. Keep those organs hydrated, the skin, everything, man. Especially if you're smoking. I smoke a lot my brother Picasso. What's happening, my man? I smoke a lot when I'm on here, because if I do the Green Dragon, which is another story, man. Let me do a hit on the Coca too. Tell you about the Green Dragon. The jazz French horn. You don't hear that too often. Frank Lacey. He's going to get up on the trumpet later, man. He's a disciple of Miles Davis. So we're going to hear some very cool stuff in the background. I try to keep that. I try to keep boxing in the foreground, jazz and more in the background. More health and nutrition via taking your daily supplements. Make sure you take your prescription meds on a regular basis, or they don't work. Once or twice a week, when you're supposed to take one every day, you might as well throw them out the window. Consistency, like with everything else, like a diet, like an exercise program, like everything, bro. Consistency, like doing this shit over here, man. You do it every day. I used to, when I first started doing this a couple of years ago, I got real nervous. I'd be sitting in front of the fucking microphone for an hour before, practicing it, chasing yelling at the dog. Dude, it's fucking nothing. Like everything else, the more you do it, the smoother you get at it. And anyway, what was I talking about? Something that has something to do with boxing. Maybe I was going to tell you about the Green Dragon tincture, the latest batch. I tested it out today with my Tech 2 THC tester. And one more hit on the Toka 2 here, my friends. This music's not overpowering me, is it? I don't have to speak any louder. I know it sounds a little bit loud on my end. See, I don't even have my I got this mixing board built into my console here, and I wasn't even activated. I just did, so now I can control the volume a little bit. Yeah, that's a bass solo. Yeah, it's crazy jazz music. That is Hilliard Green doing the stand-up bass. Yeah, I hate to turn that up because. But anyway, man, it's all good jazz over here. Hey, my brother BVO Demetrius Bright, my man. Salute to you, bro. And Joe, there you go, man. Joe, your name. You know, Joe, I gotta drop you a link, bro, because you're naming all the cats that I got written down here that I didn't want to forget. And Ron Lyle, absolutely, bro. Cold as ice. I talked to people who met him before, and they told me, big Ron Lyle, bro, he's still got ice in his veins. I mean, Ron Lyle shot at his wife on the highway. The guy was nuts, bro. You think Carlos Monzon was nuts? Ron Lyle's right up there. But the Green Dragon, I made some Green Dragon today. My wife makes it early in the morning. I sleep. See, I get to sleep around. I'm lucky if I close my eyes at 1. And I always get up at like 8:30. I wake earlier, but 8:30 I like to get up, be out of here by 9. But anyway, man, my wife gets up earlier because she's sleeping already now. She goes to bed early. She runs around crazy during the day. I don't know how she does it. But anyway, she's probably up at 6, 7 o'clock, maybe before the sun even comes up. So anyway, this Green Dragon takes 6 hours to make a batch. Big Say So, my brother, my man who wrote my opening tune over here, man, played it today. If you play the beginning of my intro here, bro, that's my man Big Say So on the vocals doing his thing, man. Awesome stuff. Carlos Monzon, Pac-Man, Tyson, all scary, bro. I mean, dude, these guys have scared the shit out of their opponent before the bell rang. Floyd Jumbo Cummings, convict out of Chicago, bro. Look like freaking, you look like Big Baby Miller before he got fat. Juice to the max. Real intimidating. One of the most intimidating of them all, man, it had to be Roberto Duran. But Roberto Duran, Big Say So, man. I saw Roberto Duran, his first trip to America. He fought this dude named Ray Lampkin. And Roberto Duran knocked him out in the 14th round. They had to take Ray Lampkin to the hospital. They took him out in a stretcher. Roberto Duran has told this in the press conference. He says, next time they'll take him to the morgue. I mean, bro. And this was pre Sugar Ray Leonard Duran. You know, after Duran made his money, gained a lot of weight. I mean, he let's face it, Roberto Duran was the meanest when before the Sugar Ray Leonard fight. In fact, Joe Frazier was at ringside in Montreal when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Roberto Duran, and somebody asked Joe Frazier who Duran reminded him of, and the announcer thought, I think it was Alex Waller, we thought Frazier was going to say, reminds me of a young Joe Frazier. And Joe Frazier says, it reminds me of Charles Manson. And everybody, you think Charles Manson was famous now. He was, back then he was still fresh on people's minds. He was still going for parole hearings and live interviews. And anyway, man, Roberto Duran, he had the eyes of like the Sonny Liston look. Sonny Liston, another one on the list. Too mad at them, my brothers. Shout out to you, man. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it, bro. Happy Thanksgiving. Any of you guys have kids come to the house tonight? I don't think that's a thing anymore. I don't think kids go trick or treating anymore. Duran was mean, and Duran looked mean. Duran would like I said, the Ray Lampkin thing said it all. That's a famous line that was told many moons ago. I gotta blow my schnoz. I'm gonna take the camera off while I do this in case these dollar store Kleenex have a blowout here. So I'll be right back. There we go. They didn't bust up. Success. You know what's a trick? I don't know if you guys know this, man. This is a little something that I do. You do it with Kleenex, right? See, I don't have a waste basket here, but I got the Kleenex on my couch. and put the old ones. You take an empty box, a couple of rubber bands, you put it next to the good box. So you use that as a waste, use that for the dirty ones and get your clean ones all in one. Got a thing right here, man. Kind of makes it easy, especially when you live a compact life like I do, man. Boxing #1, yeah, baby. Two Matador, my man. The drunk Irishman, Carlos Mendoza. Shout out to you, my brother. Who else was an intimidating fighter that we had the pleasure of watching? And boxing on Halloween. You know what was one of the coolest fights I saw, Irishman? This was on Halloween night here, but it was on November 1st in Scotland. And it was Sean O'Grady when he went over there and he fought Jim Watt. And man, that was a bloody night. I remember that was a Halloween night. I think it was a Friday night too, because I'm almost sure it was Friday night. I could ask the phone, but I believe it was, and that was the bloodiest fight, man. It looked like the Grim Reaper came in and just sliced and diced Sean O'Grady. He needed like 11 stitches to close a gash in his forehead, and Jim Watt was really no better off. Jim Watt was getting his ass beat by Sean O'Grady, but O'Grady had it rough over there. He had to have a bodyguard for his family. They were getting death threats. But it was Halloween night. Oh yeah, bro. George is on. He's one of at the top of that list. George is right up there, man. And Halloween night, man. I got another one before I forget it, man. In fact, I did it on my community page today. I have to go back. I have to do one today for tomorrow. I already got the one I'm going to do. But anyway, man. Halloween night, 1992, bro. That was freaking. Was it 92? That was Lennox Lewis and Razor Ruddock. It was a real decisive ending. Razor Ruddock came in as a favorite. Lennox Lewis, the undefeated gold medalist. I mean, an awesome fight, and it was on a Halloween night. Remember that fight we had? I made a real cool meal that night. I made lobsters and shrimp. I baked it up. I had this guy here. The guy was kind of like a recluse. Lived in a house with no electricity, no heat, no running water. I made him take a shower before we ate. He was like, "Oh," I said, "No, Johnny, you gotta hit the soap and water before I spread the feast down." And after all that, he's like, and I said, "How was it?" And I'm expecting, because this was, man, believe me, I've owned a restaurant before. I've worked in several restaurants. I'm a chef. I know how to prepare meals that will blow your mind. It's all right, you motherfucker. But anyway, man, God bless him. He's passed away. And they used to call him the Berserker. That's before I ever heard this name mentioned on the internet. This guy was the original Berserker, named after the famous wrestler from the WWF back in the day. Notifications. Razor, oh bro, the Razor. See, that's what Razor Ruddock was coming in off the defeats of Michael Dokes. That devastating. I thought he killed Michael Dokes in that fight, and I was riding with Dokes. I think that was in oh shit. Was it in 1991? Maybe 91. But I remember I was riding with Dokes because Dokes was out of rehab, and I was backing him. I was rocking with Dokes. He had a little winning streak going. And Michael Dokes he had the fastest hand speed of any heavyweight ever. But he couldn't stay off the coke and the booze and the fast life, and caught up with him. Man, he was destroyed his career. George Foreman had a mean streak in him, definitely from that. No, yeah, far from that jovial old George Foreman grill, man. That's why I said it earlier, bro. The first George Foreman, the guy who tried to, he stared his opponents down. Ken Norton, he had Ken Norton petrified. All Ken Norton could think about was Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier going down in, how many was it? Joe Frazier in 3, Ken Norton went down in 2. But yeah, man, and George Foreman from the Sonny Liston school. Trevor Berbick tried to act mean, at least until Larry Holmes got him in the parking lot. Larry Holmes with a flying drop kick off the car. And Trevor Berbick was saying shit about his wife. And Trevor Berbick's another one, man. Sad case, bro. The guy was he got lucky. In fact, he beat Pinkman. He got beat by Pinkman Thomas. He beat my friend Tim Witherspoon for the heavyweight championship. Fought Mike Tyson. You know, that was a fight Tim could have had, but Tim also could have had the Buster Douglas. So much could have, would have, if this happened, if that happened. But what did happen was Trevor Berbick tried to be intimidating. In fact, he tried to stare Tyson down. Remember when he was in the ring with Tyson? Tyson was just looking at him like a piece of meat. Everybody kind of knew that this was going to be Tyson's first coronation. Don King set the tournament up. This was it for sure. But nobody knew how easy it was going to be. I for one didn't. It was a crazy, crazy fucking time. 1990. Here we go. 90, 91, 92, 89. They all go so like hand in hand, one to another. I have to look up the dates. Usually I figure them out. But then there's a lot of times where I'll say that was because I'll think of what I was doing at the time, and I know when I was watching that fight, I was going to AA meetings, NA meetings on almost every day, and we were rooting for Michael Dokes because Michael Dokes was rehabbed, supposedly clean again. I mean, dude, that's the story of a million. Yeah, I swear I'm clean this time. Aaron Pryor said it till 2016 until he died. I think, man, dates twist me up, especially when I'm half twisted up. I was talking about the Green Dragon too, man, the stuff that the wife made, and it works. Believe me, my friends, it works. Skills from New Orleans, my brother. Salute. Randall Tex Cobb. I don't know, man. Randall was. I don't know if I could be intimidated. I'll tell you, size-wise, no doubt, Randall intimidates the shit out of me. But as far as being a heavyweight and intimidated in the ring, I don't know. Randall, he looked like he'd kind of break into a grin. You know, whatever you said, he looked like he'd bust up laughing. Unbelievable. Randall Tex Cobb, fucking tough dude. Was in some amazing fights. But Big Bad George, he learned from listening. You want to go back a little further in history, man. A real intimidator was Jack Dempsey. You know, his ferocity, it preceded him into the ring. He was just known as somebody who's going to tear your head off, and a lot of opponents were, you know, the name the Manassas Mauler. It brought fear into these guys. You know, the dude had 60 knockouts, 60 first-round knockouts, you know, including exhibitions. So if you had an exhibition with Jack Dempsey, you better bring your lunch, man, because you weren't going in there to dance around for 10 rounds, man. You're lucky if you last out of the first round, but that's intimidation, man. That's a guy whose reputation preceded him. And then, you know, Roberto Duran, always loved talking Roberto Duran. Nigel Benn. Nigel Benn, he reeked fear. The Doc Destroyer, the name alone. Absolutely, bro. Nigel Benn. I think he used to wear that hood out into the ring, didn't he? I'm not sure. I know he used to be in black. But Nigel Benn was definitely on that scary side. Dwight Crowley, he had that. It always seemed like his mouthpieces were too small, and I definitely want to do. I like to do a whole show and just talk about Dwight Mohammed Crowley. I'll find out when there's an anniversary of his birthday or one of his big fights. Because I mean, he was one of those cats that we watched right on through the careers. I don't know, Demetrius. We're gonna have to bring on the famous boxing librarian to discuss that one. But Sam Langford, yeah, I guess he was. I really don't know. I never looked at the intimidation factor on Sam Langford, but I will though, bro. I definitely will, man. Mike Tyson was intimidating as fuck though, bro. He was nobody out there can forget his Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson fought Michael Spinks, he practically gave Michael Spinks a heart attack before that fight started. From what I heard, man, and this is a story that makes the most sense, makes a lot of sense. Before the fight, Butch Lewis, he was in fact, my brother Leon Muhammad told me this story. Butch Lewis was in there when they were taping Mike Tyson's hands, and he said, "Oh no, you do." When he already had his gloves on, and he came in and he didn't see the hands being taped, so he said, "Hey, it says in the contract that Michael Spinks has to have a representative in his corner when the hands are taped, and I wasn't in here, and you taped his hands." So they had to take his gloves off, untape his hands, tape him again, re-glove him again. Tyson was fucking so pissed. He punched a locker, went through the locker and put a hole in the wall. And Butch Lewis saw that and just walked out of the dressing room. Must have said something to Michael Spinks about that. But I've been told by several people. There's a picture of Sam Langford out there. I'm on StreamYard. I can't do it. Let me see if I can I can open it up if I go over here. I think. But I couldn't put it on stage.
Match you with against the great Sam Langford, and you say in the book that you didn't take the match because you felt that Langford would have knocked you out.
That's right. In my opinion now is the same as ever. I think Langford was one of the greatest fighters we ever had. And if I'd have fought him, I probably would have got knocked out. And I'm glad I never had the opportunity to.
Yeah. There you go, bro. BL would be proud of you, drunken Irishman. Dempsey wanted no part of him. And Dempsey, like we were saying, one of the baddest asses out there. Victor Galindez, another creepy looking character, man. Victor Galindez was another one, bro. I used to watch Galindez all the time, man. I saw Galindez fights with Yaki Lopez. I saw Mike Rossman when Mike Rossman beat him. He had a tremendous fight with Eddie Gregory, as we know now as Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. But yeah, man, Victor Galindez from Argentina, real tough son of a bitch. He got stopped by Mike Rossman, and he came in the rematch. Mike Rossman had to quit with a broken hand, I think he said he had. And Mike Rossman, that's another guy, man. We never saw much of Mike Rossman. He's still alive today, but he never gets involved with boxing. Hey, my brother, Dre Finest, bro. Salute to you, man. No one wanted to fight Sam Langford. Even the great Jack Johnson was afraid of him. That's intimidation, bro. You know who was intimidating too, man? Joe Louis. Joe Louis, just the quiet, the stare, the not talking, just the way that he'd look at you, the reputation. Record is packed with first round knockouts. And he'd scare you to death, man. He would scare you to death, man. He would put that doubt in your mind. Reuben Carter. Got all the historians in here, bro. Teach me something. Joe, Reuben Carter was fucking was best known because he lost all his prime years in prison, never got a shot at the middleweight title. But Reuben Carter was an intimidator, an early version of Barkley. A lot of fights happen too on this day, man. See, Halloween's always on October 31st, but it's not always on a weekend night, on a Friday night or a Saturday night, or tonight on a Monday night. But seems like there's always something happening in boxing on Halloween night. And let's see, man. Let me go through the ring record book here, man. Alan Minter debuted on Halloween in 1972. Archie Moore defeats Ralph Hooker. Sugar Ray Robinson defeats Fritzy Zivic. Sugar Ray Robinson only 26-0, only 20 years old on Halloween night. Fritzy Zivic 111, 26 and 6, 58 knockouts. Robinson on his way up, Zivic on his way down. Julio Cesar Chavez in 1992. Marco Antonio Barrera, that was on HBO, man. I think it was on HBO. 1998. And a ton of fights in 2020 on this day. Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. Naoya Inoue against Jason Maloney. And Savannah Mitchell and Hannah Rankin. So like I said, man, Halloween is kind of a very important day in boxing. A lot of big fights, and just the fact that some of these characters, they're scary without masks. I mean, Roberto Duran. I heard somebody say that he could go out trick or treating as the devil, and he wouldn't even have to put a costume on. That's intimidating. Joe the Historian, bro. Who did he lose it to, man? I can't think of the name. Refresh me quickly, my brother. That was his welterweight title too, wasn't it? He lost the 140 to Chavez. So that was his 147. I don't know. Do you think so, Demetrius? I think everybody wants to fight Canelo. I don't think he scares people. I don't see too many people. I think there's a select few. I think people are dying to fight Canelo, bro. I mean, that's like hitting the lottery. That's worth taking a beating for. I'd go fight Canelo for the fucking millions that are. Cristina España, another unmemorable WBA welterweight champ, I believe, from South America, Venezuela, maybe. But yeah, there were quite a few welterweight champs after the Don Curry era. There were little eliminators and tournaments that went on until it finally until the title straightened itself out with that Oscar De La Hoya coming into the game with Trinidad, just really cleaning out the welterweight division and making it real popular once again. Oh, Charlo was shitting his pants, man. Charlo, that was a cheat. See, I'm in the frame of mind now where I watch fights and I don't get pissed off about them. So if I had paid $74.95 for that pay-per-view, I'd have been pissed off. I'd have been fucking mad as hell. A crappy fight like that. But I stream everything, you know, and I get no complaints on anything. I can't. I didn't buy it, so I don't deserve to complain about it, and I won't. I'll watch it. Like the fights on Saturday night, man. Shit, man. Saturday afternoon. I guess it kind of went over to Saturday night. It was Saturday afternoon. In fact, I did the whole show. I got I think 1,600 views on the show, and the most I ever did, the most I ever done. I got a couple more that are up there, but this was recently. This was a cool one, and it was that Tyson Fury card, bro. That was a lot of fun. That was a fun card, man. Julian Jackson, McClellan. Yeah, those were, especially when they fought each other, and McClellan took the aura from Julian Jackson. Bob Foster was another one. Bob Foster destroyed the light heavyweights. I saw him knock out Mike Quarry on the Ali and Jerry Quarry undercard, and fearing for Mike Quarry's life. It was that bad. Jerry Quarry blamed it on his defeat. Jerry didn't blame it on there, but it was a factor. And that was the thing. They said they'd never fight on the same card. Other fighters have said it, but sometimes they still do. You get that 2-for-1 advantage, and that selling point. The Charlo brothers, the Quarry brothers. Who are some of the other brothers out there? Olin Norris and Terry Norris. I'd have to really go through my mind and, you know, give it a few hits in the back, do a few more hits on the Toka 2, and figure out exactly who these who the best brother combinations are in boxing. This dude's playing that French horn in the back there, man. This is Frank Lacey. Really blows that thing, man. Something about jazz bands, you know. Charlie Parker said, the day that I could express what was inside of me through my music is the day I was born again. Sam McVie. I'll tell you though, the scariest I watched was Roberto Duran. He would scare everybody before he got civilized, as Rocky said. But Roberto Duran, he had that intimidating factor inside of him. Michael Olajide, I liked Michael Olajide, but Michael Olajide ran into Iran Barkley, and it was a big upset. And who else did he get beat by? Let's pull up Michael Olajide's record. How do you spell Olajide? Olajide. See if they know I put boxing in there. Let's see if I come up with them. Oh yeah, they got him in here. That's the good thing about Google. You don't even have to spell it right. Even if they have no idea what name you're looking for. See, Joe knows, man. Joe's fucking right on the ball. Joe's got a sharp mind. But yeah, man. He lost to Hearns. He lost to Frank Tate. He had a couple more losses in there. But Hearns was his biggest one. That was the end of Michael Olajide. He's still around today, bro. He's still hanging with the guys in Pennsylvania, the legends. Someday we'll have to see if we can get him on. I think I heard that he was already doing a show. He wears the eye patch. And he gave us some great fights earlier. The fight with Don Lee, I remember that, man. And Don Lee was an intimidating factor. He was a big dude, man. Coco the Bulldog, how we doing, my brother? Iron Mike Tyson. Wasn't Tyson in a fight where he missed a punch, yet the opponent pretended like the punch landed and stayed down? Yeah. You look at his earlier career, you see some of those guys. That's why people are saying they were fixed fights. Maybe they weren't fixed fights, but maybe they were fixed in the sense that the guy could have gotten up. But he said, "Fuck, man, I ain't getting up and fighting this guy again. I ain't getting up to this beating." I mean, look at Bruce Seldon. You know, everybody says, and you look at looked at it in slow motion, and Seldon doesn't even take a punch. It was one of those non-existent punches. It was sad to see. It was a crazy night in Vegas. It's the night that Tupac got murdered, and it overshadowed the fight. But I mean, it was post Tyson, after his incarnation. He was out of jail. He just didn't have it in his heart. He won 2 relatively easy world titles. Oh, but he won 2 world titles. Yeah, who did he beat? He beat Frank Bruno and Bruce Seldon. And he lost to Evander Holyfield. But he was intimidating in his earlier days. Just his reputation. Julius Francis, another one. What's his name took a serious beating from him. The fight they declared a no contest, the Galata fight. You know, Galata got his face all busted up. Just didn't want to fight anymore. You know, he knew it was in store for him. Elmer Ray, yeah, man. Elmer Ray was a I hope I come back. Okay, I'm back again. I got knocked off for a second, and I thought I maybe ended the stream, but I didn't, and I didn't lose it, so I'm good. We're good over here. But man, yeah, scary fighters. Yeah, Tyson had the weed in his system. It was declared a no contest. That's why they bitched about the weed in Keyshawn Davis's system. And you know, the weed right now, it's so ridiculous to find somebody, take them out of their career path because they came up positive for the THC. If they were in Nevada, it would have been a non-issue. And with Tyson, dude, look at him now. Now he's rebounded and become a millionaire once again because of weed. Weed has probably helped Mike Tyson. If you took the weed away from Mike Tyson, he'd be snorting coke again. He'd be fucking drinking again. I mean, Tyson, at least from what I see of the guy, weed is mellowing him right out. Kind of like it's mellowing me right out, man. My wife too. She loves her weed as much as I do. She's got to go in for a surgical procedure in a couple more weeks, and she's gonna have to take the Green Dragon with her. She knows that she can't be smoking in the hospital. But neither one of us do with this Green Dragon. Green Dragon is the way to go, man. Yeah, you know, in England and in the UK, over there, man, it's definitely on your banned substance list. There's no doubt about that. There's no question. And it's fucked up, man. You know, a fighter, it should be a fighter's choice because a fighter shouldn't be smoking when he's training for a fight anyway. That's the last thing I would do, man. And nobody promotes weed more than I do. I mean, weed cures cancer, bro. Weed makes the intolerable tolerable. Weed is a great thing in my life. One of the top 5. But Keyshawn, you should have known better. The people around you, your trainers, they should have known better. Dumbest thing you could have done. It's going to cost you big money. Who knows what the fine is going to be? The suspension, even just a 6-month suspension for an up-and-coming fighter, takes you out of your schedule. You had a fight in December. You can't follow through with it, and it makes you look like a doof. Makes you look like real stupid. Stupider than me. But the bottom line is, Carlos said it right there, man. The drunk Irishman. They need to change that rule for sure, man. Especially now with us YouTubers. We're smoking weed like crazy. All the interviews we do, everybody's smoking weed on the panel. I've been on some crazy panels this week. I was talking with the strength and conditioning coach for Regis Progress, Evis Tobler. Doesn't look. I don't think he smokes. Maybe he does. I don't know. He didn't seem like he was doing it there, but man, I sure as hell was. Angel Diaz, there's one of my smoking brothers out there. Salute to you, my man. MMA fan, how you doing, my brother? Salute, bro. Salute, good to see you in here, man. Just I'm kind of almost talked out. I was talking about all the intimidating boxes that I've seen. If anybody out there wants to mention any that they've seen, and it was salute my brother William. I've been here for almost an hour. I got a couple of things I got to do before I wind down. I gotta go see my eye doctor tomorrow. I got my annual. Go look at my eye. Go look at my eyes. I had an operation last year. I had the cataracts taken out. They put a lens in there. I'm like 20/20 now. First time in my whole fucking life, bro. Amazing. Francis versus Fury. Yeah, bro. I've spoken about it before, man. The fight, I thought it was going to be a spectacle. I thought Fury was going to be able to end it at any time. Nagano showed me that he's got a lot. He's very, very well preserved for his age at 37. Fury looks like he's been playing with himself too long, bouncing up and getting real fat during between fights and then training down. I don't think he can do that anymore. I think he's put a lot of stress on his body, all the partying, all the drugs, all the eating. I mean, the dude is like, he's in his own mind. He's a crazy character. He thinks he's fucking. He thinks he's above boxing, and I think he got knocked back down to earth with this, man. Nagano's got nothing but positive things from this fight. Everybody's talking today about Nagano and Deontay Wilder doing a Rumble in the Jungle 2. I don't know if that'll ever come about, but it would be great. It would be fantastic to see Nagano cash in, because that's all he can do now, bro. I mean, you're not going to get in the rankings. You're not going to fight your way up to as a contender. That's not going to happen anymore. These guys fight so infrequently. In fact, Blood Boxing was saying today he went and looked at the heavyweight division to see none of these guys fought each other. None of these guys. The guys that are rated on the Andy Ruiz, 18 months ago, the Deontay Wilders, fucking almost the same time, man. They're just so inactive, but they still maintaining these high rankings. So Francis Ngannou would be crazy to wait in line. Who's he going to fight? Big Baby Anderson? I mean, you know what? The guy doesn't need that shit. He got that gold fucking, he got that gold ring when he fought Tyson, and now he's going to get the brass ring. Now he's going to get the gold. He's going to keep getting those gold rings. You know, opportunity begets opportunity. So he's going to take advantage of that. He might fight Tyson Fury. He might do some other crazy fight. There's so many options for him. And Jose Suleiman said he's going to rank. He's thinking about ranking him in the next rankings, the next WBC rankings. I wouldn't doubt it. What the fuck? He took their champion, life and death split decision. I mean, he could order an immediate rematch. That's what a reputable federation will do. But you know, the way boxing is today, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe Vince McMahon will make him a hell of an offer that he can't refuse. He'll go over and you know, who's the top dog over there, man? Fucking Roman Reigns. You know, maybe bring Brock Lesnar out of retirement, get Goldberg out of there, man. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, man, he's gonna. That fight was it was entertaining. It just showed you how Tyson cannot rely on the skills that he has without keeping them sharp, without fucking honing those skills in the ring and in training camp, and especially at that age. You know why Bernard Hopkins had such a long career? Because he took care of his body. He never smoked. He never drank. He ate like a fucking Spartan, like a bodybuilder. Bernard Hopkins treated his body like a temple. Fucking Tyson Fury, he treats his like a fucking dump, like a fucking landfill. And that's why you're seeing it happens, and it's going to happen to you, to a lot of fighters too, real fast, before your very eyes. Nagano looks like he's taking care of himself. Looks like he doesn't abuse his body, and especially at that age, man, you know, you can get away with that. You can get away with that shit when you're younger. I got away with it for years, but then all of a sudden it hurts. It hurts more. The aches and pains don't go away. You fucking get into the habit of not getting up early, not hitting the fucking road, not going to the gym. A weekend becomes fucking a 3-day weekend. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's a dead day in there. How you ignore holidays, you know. But anyway, Tyson Fury, I don't know if he's got another chance. Maybe he does. Maybe he just took this fight extremely lightly. Hey, my brother Tony Boswell, how you doing, my man? Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for stopping by, bro. You're the hottest worker I know, man. You work from sun up to sundown and even a few hours beyond. So shout out to my brother Tony Boswell, the man who gave me the best edible experience I ever had in my life. And I judge all my edibles from that point on, by the ones that you sent me, man. And I've never gotten better ones ever. So shout out to my brother Tony Boswell. Oh yeah, bro, Russ, man, for sure, man. Angel, everybody in here who's getting on in those years, you know it. You know, when you're younger, you can get away with not taking care of yourself as much. You can get away if you're genetically dispositioned. You can eat crap. I used to train with these fucking guys that would eat Big Macs and fucking cake, and they would look like they're ready to step on a Mr. Olympia stage. And I had to bust my balls. I had to deprive myself of fucking certain things. Not that big anymore, but back then they were big. But genetics plays a big part in the game, and Tyson Fury does not have genetics. You look at the guy; he's built like a fucking pear. When he lets himself go, it goes right to the fucking glove handles. He gets real soft. He accumulates fat easy. I'd rather watch boxing than talk boxing. For sure, bro. But I don't know, man. I kind of like to talk boxing sometimes too. It depends who I'm talking to. So many people on here have no clue. They ramble on. And hey, you can do your thing. This is YouTube. More power to you. But the people that go there and listen to him and pay any attention to him, you motherfuckers, you need to get yourself the Bible of boxing, the Ring magazine, the record book. You got to start studying. You got to start understanding what it takes to get in the Hall of Fame, man. You know how fucking how fucking difficult it is to become a fucking legendary boxer. People put that tag on these boxers today so easily, where oh, they argue like crazy, William. They argue like crazy, man. That's why I don't drop links or go on. You know, I try to stay off panels that aren't older guys, more civilized. You know, I try to stay out of the open panels. You know, shit happens, but hey, sometimes I go on there. Sometimes I get, you know, I just feel like going on there and talking. But other times, like it's a lot of arguing, a lot of stupid arguing, man. You know, I mean, real fucking stupid, real lame. And you know, I go away for a few weeks. I'll come back and they're doing the same fucking thing all over again, man. Same subject, same shit. But anyway, man, you know this is why we have options in our life. I want to see this movie, The Featherweight. I've been looking for it. In fact, I should look at Hartford, Connecticut, because that's where Willie Pep is from. It's about the life of Willie Pep, and it's a theatrical release. It was released at premiered at some film festivals, Sundown, Sundance, or you know one of the big European film festivals. Got real good reviews, but I haven't seen it released in any theaters yet. And once it's released in theaters, I can go get it on one of my .com movie channels. You know, might be some dude sitting there with a freaking phone, but whatever. If he's got a phone, he's got a $1,500 iPhone, and those take better pictures than the $50 camera that I'm using now. So it'll be up there. You know, I'm dying to see that movie because Hardcore channel, yeah, Hardcore's a cool dude, bro. I like Hardcore, man. He can hold the show down too. He likes to talk. He's got a lot to say. Real friendly guy. Always shouts me out when I go in there, man. I like Hardcore. He's a cool brother, man. He's definitely family. He treats me real good over there, man. I have nothing but respect for him. He's got a nice show. I tell you, a lot of energy to be on there as much as that, man. I don't have that in me, man. Not every, you know, I think about sometimes doing it, but bro, I run out of things to talk about. Interesting things, anyway. But Hardcore, he's an entertainer, man. He's definitely got that in him. He sticks with this. He's gonna have tons of subscribers. They're gonna keep piling on, and every day. That's the consistency. That's like everything else, man. Your diet, your nutrition, your boxing, everything goes hand in hand. It's all consistency. Next day. Look at Coach Malachi, biggest channel happening on YouTube, man. He just keeps growing that because he does it every day. And even after he gets off, he goes home and he goes to another room and he puts his laptop on and he talks for another hour. So yeah, you know, some people get that gift to do that every day, and sometimes I get tired of seeing them every day, so I'll go somewhere else and I'll come back and hey, man, they're still doing their thing, and that's cool, bro. You know, I'm just not I'm not an everyday creator, the great creator. There's only one creator in this world, and it ain't any of you YouTubers out there. But anyway, I've been here for over an hour, man. I appreciate you cats coming in. Halloween, thank you much. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. Let me make sure I can find my Big Say So. Big Say So, take us out over here with the theme song.
Shout out Bruce Gas,
Peace.
aka Toka 2. You know I had to drop a track for my boy.
Hey, Oik, where you at?
Yeah, I've been in your wrestling boys out here telling favors. I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting them fights on the table. Calling that boxing since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. I'm the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shout out Bruce Gas, one day we gon' meet. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down, take a hit out the Toka 2. Slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the peak. Little Glock on my side, but it hit just like Isaac Cruz. Shout out Mad Chad, real shit, that's my fucking dude. We always cooking on the panel. Strapped to my side, I ain't talking about no sandwich. Bruce passed me the blunt, I'ma light it like a candle. Ayy, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames. Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose, well, this the fight game. Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed, yeah, hold on, I ain't undisputed, but I want all the straps.